In fact, they were extinct in nature for a while. The good news is herds existed in both Asian and North American zoos, and recently there have been some reintroductions of this beautiful animal back in the areas of China and Mongolia. As you go by, notice their form. They're different than domestic animals. They've got a much more muscular body. They've got short legs. They've got a very short, erect mane. It's not trimmed that way. It's a natural growth. And they're missing a forelock. The forelock is the part of a horse's mane that comes down over his forehead. Of course, there's no way that we could possibly see their DNA, but there are genetic differences that distinguish the Mongolian horse from domestic horses. They are the only true wild horse in existence today. They have never been domesticated by man for any reason whatsoever. The wild Mustangs out west, well, they're descendants of the horses that the Spanish conquistadors brought over to this country centuries ago. Captive breeding of the Mongolian horse began with a group of only 28 horses back in 1901, and the Bronx Zoo received and exhibited its first Mongolian horse in 1902. They have a long and interesting history, and I'll share just a little piece of it with you.
The first accounts of Mongolian wild horses come from rock engravings, paintings, and even cave drawings that date back more than 20,000 years. And the first written accounts were from Tibet, sometime around 900 AD. But these horses remained largely unknown and unnamed to the Western world for many years. During an expedition to Central Asia in 1879, a famous Russian explorer and naturalist, Colonel Nikolai Przewalski, encountered the horse in western Mongolia. Because of his discovery, this species is also known as Przewalski's horse.
As we travel through these exhibits today, let's keep just a couple little things in mind. First of all, they are very large exhibits, and the animals are free to roam throughout their exhibit any way they choose, so we never really know where the animals are. Secondly, it's a hot, sticky day today, so the animals are going to look for someplace comfortable. They're going to look for a breeze or some shade, anywhere where they might find a little bit of comfort. In this area, we're looking for two endangered species. We're looking for the gaur and the brow-antlered deer. Now, the gaur are way off to the far side, so we're going to scoot on over there, but I'm trying to spot it. Oh, yep, I see a couple of brow-antlered deer. As we come up here, straight back by the back fence, I can see some of the brow-antlered deer back there. And they get their name from the curve or sickle shape of the male's antler. Kind of looks like a human eyebrow. They're currently classified as vulnerable. Herds continue to lose their wild space. And in many areas, they've been forced to eat crops just to survive, because all the wild lands have been taken over for farming purposes. But now the gaur are coming into view. The gaur are the world's largest wild cattle. The operative word, of course, is wild. A male gaur can stand 6 feet tall at the shoulders, be 10 feet long, weigh as much as 2,000 pounds. They have huge horns, and they can fend off any predator, including a tiger. The only thing that really threatens the gaur is loss of their wild Asian habitat and diseases that they might catch from domestic animals. Now, there's a large alpha male out there by the name of Eddie Gaur. He was brought into the zoo several years ago as part of our species survival plan, and a good part of that herd is his offspring.
Here at the zoo, we help gaur and brow-antlered deer and many other species by participating in cooperative zoo management programs called species survival plans. The name says it all. The plans aim to help these animals survive. Zoos across the country work together to maintain genetically diverse populations of rare and endangered species.
As we travel through these exhibits, it's easy to forget that the Bronx Zoo sits in the heart of an urban area, but behind us now you can hear some of that New York City traffic. This large wooden fence, well, that helps us reduce some of the traffic and people noise. Now, on the other side of this fence, well, we're going to be looking for a tiger. Tiger stripes make for perfect camouflage. Even professional researchers have difficulty finding him. And I'll be very honest with you, we've been having a very difficult time this afternoon trying to find Savita. We ask everybody, please remain seated. Keep your hands and your cameras inside the monorail. Should you drop your camera, well, I for one do not go in for it. Now, Savita is a 12-year-old female Malayan tiger. The Malayan tigers are the smaller of the two species we have here at the Bronx Zoo. The other species being the Amur, or Siberian, which is a more popular name. tiger, which you can find over at Tiger Mountain. She weighs about 195 pounds, and of course she's wearing a black and orange fur coat. In the wild, the naturalists would set up a motion sensor camera near a watering hole like this one to take pictures of tigers as they came by, and then they would study their stripe pattern. No two tigers have exactly the same stripe pattern. There is individual fingerprints. That's how they can count and identify tigers in a given area. A century ago, there was over 100,000 tigers living in the wild. Today, at best count, maybe 3,200. And of that, only about 1,000 of them are reproductive females.
Have
you see, I entered into a program with a group named Panthera 6 years ago as part of a 10-year program to increase the number of tigers in the wild by 50%. And she, as I say, Sabina's been very, very elusive all afternoon. I haven't seen her since before I went to lunch. This happens occasionally. They get into a real good spot, very comfortable. Because a tiger, like a house cat, naps 18, 19 hours a day. So they may not move around all that much. Now, as we exit our tiger exhibit, if you come down this hill, as we come down this hill, hopefully we'll get another view of the Gower. Yep, right at the top of the hill, there's some Gower there, top left. See some of the Gower standing there. We saw them from a distance, and now you get a little closer look at them. And now we're coming into the northern end of our very first exhibit, and the deer that we missed when we first came in, well, they're all down at this end because it's shadier down here. And the first deer I see is the axis deer. The axis deer are these small spotted deer. They're covered in spots. Most deer are born with spots, but they lose them as they get older. The axis deer, however, with their spotted coats their entire life. And what you see laying on there, those are all discarded peacock feathers down there. Yep, the peacock is still calling me. Right? This is the main peep out area. In the mornings, it's like a singles bar down there in the morning. I'm telling you, all the activity going on. Now, here's some of the Barrasinger deer. We played a tape about them as we passed the shacks. There's a group of females sitting here, but there are some males. There they are, sitting along the fence line. Look at the antlers on the males. One guy going to stand up here. The word Barrasinger is a Hindi word. It means 12 tines or 12 points and refers to the number of points on the male's antler, which could be anywhere from 12 to 14. Sometimes called swamp deer, but they don't all live in swampy habitats, but they have those splayed hooves which allow them to navigate the marshy terrain. Next, we're looking for a pig called the babarusa. Comes from the Indonesian island of Sulawesi. And the word the word babarusa means pig deer in the Malay language. It's because the male has two sets of tusks. One set comes out of his mouth, the other up to the top of his snout, points back towards his eyes. Here's Elliot, a young male, walking out. Look at the tusk. The natives thought they looked like antlers. That's how he got the name pig deer. And here we should have some females. Oh, they're all down very close to the fence line. Very hard for us to spot anything like this that close to the fence line. Here at the Bronx Zoo, we do have a breeding program for the babarusa, and there is another exhibit just outside the children's zoo, or across the path from the children's zoo. Now one of our more popular exhibits, the Asian elephants. Elephants are the world's largest land mammal. Unfortunately, they're becoming one of the rarest. We have two young ladies out today, Patty and Maxine. They are not related, but they are the very, very best of friends. That large tree trunk serves them as a back scratcher. They have their own swimming pool. They get regular baths. And ladies, twice a week, they get pedicures. Pedicure is very important for elephants in captivity. In the wild, they walk 30, 40 miles a day foraging for food. Here, all the meals are delivered to them. So twice a week, our zookeepers come out and file their nails down for keep them nice and healthy. That's Maxine in the front. Patty's behind them. They average about 10,000 pounds. And it's pretty close to that. So imagine they eat very well, though. Besides a variety of fruits and veggies, they love fruits and veggies. Each of those girls can consume up to 200 pounds of hay and drink as much as 60 gallons of water every single day. Their most distinguished feature, of course, is their trunk. Their trunk is all muscle. There's no bones in that trunk. Over 40,000 muscles in fact, more than we have in our entire bodies. And now we're on the lookout for the Indian rhinoceros. Oh, as we come in, look, Ella is just standing up. Take a look to the right. She just stood. She's in the mud wallow. Hopefully she'll get up and out of the mud wallow so we can get a good look at her. I said Ella is an Indian rhino, but Ella is a Bronx native. She was born right here at the Bronx Zoo in 1986. And she's lived her entire life right here at the Bronx Zoo. There's about 2,000, maybe 2,000 Indian rhinos left in the wild throughout all of India and Nepal. But here at the Bronx Zoo, we currently care for 9 endangered Indian rhinos. Caring for these wonderful creatures is one thing, but breeding them is something else. We have been extremely successful. We have had 11 Indian rhinos born right here at the Bronx Zoo. And Ella herself is a mom. Ella gave birth to a little baby boy back in 2007, a little boy by the name of Fitzgerald. That's right, we had Ella Fitzgerald here. For the moms on the train, I know there are also moms on the train. A fun fact, female rhino carries a young not for 9, not for 12, but for 16 months. That was a year and a half. And then gives birth to a baby weighing upwards and up to about 150 pounds. In the wild, the baby rhino stays with its mom for about 3 years, although weaning only takes 12 to 15 months. Now, as we pass this fallen tree, there is another mud wallow here, a very large mud wallow. It's been here since 1977 when Wild Asia first opened. And again, right, Ella was down this way this morning in this mud wallow, but as the sun moved in this direction, it got a little too bright for her, so she went back up to the other mud wallow where it's a little cooler up there. The mud is very cooling on a hot day, but most importantly, it's nature's sunblock. It protects them from the heat, from the sun, and from insects. Because contrary to common belief, their skin is not all that tough. All rhinos are endangered. Here's some of the reasons why.
The horn of a rhinoceros is very different from that of a goat or antelope. It is not attached to the skull. Rhino horn is made from compressed keratin fibers, the same material that is found in fingernails and hair. Although rhinos are a protected species, poaching still occurs. Rhinos are killed for their body parts, as some people believe that this horn had special medicinal powers. It is also used as an ingredient in some traditional Asian medicines, and the rhino horn is also prized in some cultures for making dagger handles.
Oh, down below there you see some deer walking around. Those are hog deer. Hog deer get their name because they've got a very stocky body, short legs. They run close to the ground. They're not quick to leap over things like most deer are. More of them along the fence line there. And coming around now, these deer, these are Formosan seeker deer. This group here, these deer come from the island of Taiwan, which was one time known as Formosa. And in the early 1970s, 1973 to be exact, they were declared extinct in the wild. Today, they can only be seen in zoos or the National Park of Taiwan, where they were successfully reintroduced. The herd we have here at the Bronx Zoo is one of the largest in the world. Up along the hill here, these large dark-colored deer sitting here. These are sambar deer, the largest deer in southern Asia. The male sambar, 5 feet tall at the shoulders, can weigh up to 650 pounds. And their antlers can be quite huge at times. This last animal on the line here, this is a female nilgai antelope. Look back to the right as you come around. Oh, there's the male, just sitting the other side of the rock. You can see he's got 2 horns on his head. Not antlers, horns. The nilgai are the largest and fastest antelopes in Asia. If they were standing, you'd get a good look at them. They got really unique markings. They got 2 little white spots on their cheek, a white throat, a white rump, and black and white fur stripes right above their hooves. They're the best dressed animals on our tour. The male sports 2 horns on his head. The female, of course, does not have horns. Now, you just heard me mention horns and antlers. Don't confuse them. Antlers are solid bone. They branch off in different directions. They're not permanently attached to an animal. Animal sheds their antlers every year after the mating season. Deer, caribou, moose, elk all have antlers. Horns, on the other hand, are hollow. They contain blood vessels. Horns are actually part of the skull. Goats, cattle, antelope have horns. So, easy thing to remember. If they fall off every year, they're antlers. If not, they're horns. Now we're going to cross a double fence line here. As soon as we cross this fence line, there's a fallen log, and right behind the fallen